Mr. Producer.
Producing shit out of midair.
That's right. That's the name of the game. Welcome, Earthlings, to the latest episode of the Wreak, Havoc Film Buffs Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Sellers, along with my producing co-host, Mr.
Sammie Castle and cold openings where I don't know they're cold is awkward.
I was about to say, are the best.
Yes, they're the best. For you.
For me, yes. I like to catch you off guard. This is a special mini episode of the show where we are going to basically the first and foremost pressing business is not a movie. We're not talking about a movie today. Unfortunately, we are announcing a very brief hiatus we're taking from the show, and
life has interfered.
Life has interfered, and we're going to go over some of the things we got coming up, and I think you'll see why we need to take a little break. And no, Sammie and I haven't had a falling out. We haven't broken up.
What?
As a matter of fact, my girls, it's funny today, my girls begged to see Hank versus the Undead, which they often do because their uncle plays the lead, and they love seeing him. So they were watching it today, and the scene where Sammie gets killed, spoiler alert, my daughter started shouting, "Look, Mommy, that's Sammie. That's Daddy's best friend."
That's awesome.
And of course, she gave me a pretty shitty look, so that was pretty funny.
There's still no love for Sammie in the Sellers household.
Oh, there's some. There's some, yeah. But anyways, you'll see here in a second. We've got a lot on our plates right now, and it just really makes sense to take a bit of a break. We don't want to get to the point where we are stale co-hosts just cranking it out just because we have to. So,
tired co-hosts.
And tired. I mean, Sammie's got a lot more than I do on my plate, but we're all pretty busy right now. So, so the plan, I think, is, unless we need to change it later, is to be back by August 31st.
Yep.
So we'll be missing a couple episodes. But we plan on coming back with a couple of classics and some that we planned on talking about for a while, including Beverly Hills Cop, which is one of my favorites.
Somebody's been pushing that a lot.
For like 2 years. And Ed Wood. How many times have we planned and postponed an Ed Wood episode?
I don't know, but I've watched it twice.
And this is Spinal Tap.
Which I've been pushing.
Yeah, and I can't wait to revisit that one. And we've got some really cool guests coming up too. So we have plans for the show. So trust me, we're not. That's not part of it. We've got too many plans is our problem. So
to say the least.
But
as I work my third job of the day.
Oh my Lord. So listen, guys, don't forget we have over 80 episodes in our back catalog for you to peruse. So if you're missing us, feel free to go back to a couple years ago and look up some old episodes. And I don't know, I've got some favorites. I sometimes I go back and listen to just for fun. But while we're talking about podcasts, let me take a minute and tell you guys about another podcast that I'd like to plug real quick. It's a true crime podcast. It's one of the best new shows out there. It's called the Long Dance Podcast, and it's co-hosted by our friend Eric Pruitt, who actually co-wrote Gut Punch with Christopher Moore. And
I did not realize that. You're right.
Yeah. And if you guys remember, Gut Punch had its world premiere last year at the Wreak, Havoc Horror Film Festival. So he's a really cool guy. He is a talented author and true crime podcast. So this is a really, really cool show. It's about a cold case double murder from 1971 in Durham. And the hosts, they really got some unprecedented access to the investigators who are still actively working on the case. And they even, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but they even get to interview one of the prime suspects, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
I know, right? It's an
I have to check this out.
It's a very good show. It's an 8-part series, and if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I highly recommend it. So while we're taking a little break, That's okay. Go cheat on us with some other podcast. It's fine. I give you permission. Sammie?
Well, I have a couple, too.
Cool. Go ahead.
First, I guested on a podcast
Yes.
week before last. Our friends at Name Redacted, Alex and Chris, Alex Fulmer and Chris Nielsen.
Alex is a friend of the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris will hopefully be a future friend of the show.
Absolutely.
Colin is out. He is on his way to Florida to start a burgeoning movie directing, writing career at a college down there. He's going to Full Sail University, which is getting pretty known for that stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, they have some great wrestling. But anyway, I guested for the second time on their podcast a couple weeks ago. I don't know that they put it up on iTunes anymore. They did a Twitch. Where it's live. We had cameras on us.
Oh, wow.
So if you ever want to visually see Sammie, the comic book man, talk about boobs on a podcast, that would be the place to do it. Nice. We had a blast. Did about an hour, and then we did like a 2-hour after episode. So,
oh, my God.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. But as far as stuff I'm listening to, something you turned me on to that I don't know that you know has continued.
Okay.
But we have plugged, before we have plugged Inside the Exorcist.
Yeah.
And their sister podcast done by the same group called Inside Psycho.
Yeah.
They have started a new one, Inside Jaws.
Yeah.
So I think they released the 3rd episode this week. It's more inside Steven Spielberg right now.
Yeah, it is.
But I figure it's going to get into the Jaws stuff, and those are so well done and so interesting. I really enjoy those podcasts.
It's so, the production quality is so great on that show.
It's amazing.
And I've actually been able to email back and forth with Mark Ramsey a little bit about it, and he's a really cool guy. So that's Inside Jaws, and like you said, Inside Psycho and Inside The Exorcist by Wondery.
Yeah, Wondery.
Wondery.com.
What it was.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out Name Redacted, it's just nameredactedpodcast.com.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just looked that up real quick just to make sure I was right. But
My
yeah.
boys, we had fun on that podcast.
Oh, I bet you did. They are fun guys, and I can't wait to have them back on the show. So, well, very cool. I want to give you guys a couple of reminders about some of the things we got coming up this summer. The summer movie series at the Carolina Theater in Greensboro. We will be there. We'll have a presence there. We as in Wreak Havoc Productions. They're showing movies all summer long in The Crown, which if you're not familiar with The Crown, it's a really cool space. It's this small, intimate place on the second floor of the Carolina Theater, and it's where we have the Wreak Havoc Horror Film Festival. And
cool and creepy.
It is creepy. It is kind of cool, and it's you just have to come and see it for yourself. It's not the auditorium; it's a very different vibe, but it's much more personal vibe than the auditorium, the big room at the Carolina Theater. So, I'm very proud to say that they'll be having the world premiere of the short film that I directed called "Ghosts of Carolina," and which is a short film, kind of a documentary. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's a it's a short about the ghosts they have there at the Carolina Theater, and I know we've talked about it on the podcast in the past several times, but July 30th, which is the first day of their horror series, they will be opening it up with the Ghost of the Carolina. So I will be there on hand.
I'm going to try to be.
Cool.
I think I'm going to be there.
We may actually get to see each other in person at some point.
That's my anniversary weekend, so it's touch and go, but I think I'm going to try to get back for it.
Oh, cool. Well, it's the anniversary of my my life day, so that's
there we go.
That's another way to say birthday, I guess. Okay, so that'll be playing, and the first one, July 30th, will be with accompanying The Fly, the David Cronenberg version with Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis. It's a really cool one. And then the next day with Pan's Labyrinth, and then Godzilla, the original, and An American Werewolf in London.
There's my jam.
I know, man. Rosemary's Baby, and The Shining. Those would be double features for the last 2 days of that week. I think that Friday and Saturday, maybe.
Who's going to let me camp out with them in Greensboro? Need a place to crash. I don't have to drive all the time.
Yeah. We got a guest room. You just can't let anybody know you're here.
Yeah, including the people in the house.
So come out to meet me, maybe Sammie, and our marketing director, Annie Titus. She'll be there to get the word out about this year's Wreak Havoc Horror Film Festival. So that's awesome. But while we mentioned the Wreak Havoc Horror Film Festival, we may as well go ahead and talk about the 4th annual festival that is also coming to the Crown September 21st and 22nd. Yay! I'm I'm so excited about it. I've seen so many great films. We've got more green-lighted films this year than I can recall in past years. It's going to be a really tough process.
Most time it's going to be doubly tough this year.
Yeah, it really will. The ones I've seen, I'm in love with. I almost want like a third day for us to. So it's going to be a tough selection. But
let's sell out these two again, and maybe we'll talk.
I know, right? Yeah, we sold out last year, and I'm hoping we can do it again this year. You can get tickets for both nights. One ticket's $20, one flat rate. You can come one or both nights. It's up to you, but it's $20. And which honestly, for film festivals like this, is a pretty good deal. Most of them are a little bit higher. So, and again, it's in a really cool venue. You'll get to hang out with me and Sammie and other people, and some filmmakers will be there as well to represent their films.
I can never stress enough: if you're a horror fan,
yes,
go to a film festival, because the best horror going right now is not on the big screen.
Yeah.
Now, there's some good stuff out. A Quiet Place is good.
Yeah.
I hear you're a fan of Hereditary.
Yep.
But the best stuff going is in some of the shorts making rounds right now.
Yes. Absolutely right. And if you are an aspiring filmmaker, or you're just interested in it, you get to meet other filmmakers and you get to see what they're doing and what's making the cut and what's winning awards. And like I said earlier this year in one of the posts on the Film Festival's Facebook page, we are very much a film festival that is centered around the audience experience. We are not a festival to kiss each other's asses and to to be a place for our friends to come submit. This is a place that is for the audience. So you can always trust that we are going to be providing you guys with cool movies, very fun and entertaining things to watch. So, and scary things.
And as far as I know, we're still the only film festival I've seen that puts on a horror art show.
Yes.
At the film festival.
Yes, we had some amazing artwork the last 2 years, and we're going to continue that this year. And our judge, Whitney Colazzo, who's also a frequent fan of the show, is going to be curating that again. So I'm super excited about that.
Yes, me too.
As well, speaking of the film festival, we are still accepting submissions until the end of the month. I think, it's July 31st. You guys can, if you have a film, feel free to send it to us. We're on Film Freeway. And if I'm not mistaken, that's filmfreeway.com/Wreak Havoc Horror Film Fest. Or Film Festival, I'm not sure. Look it up. Oh.
Something like that.
Go to our Facebook page. And I know that's facebook.com/Wreak Havoc Horror Film Fest. And we have a new commercial this year that's coming out very soon. Maybe by the time this episode drops, I'm not sure. We'll see. We've got a cut ready, but we got to do some tweaking here and there, and it'll be ready to go. And
always fun to do.
Yeah, those are super fun. It features Sammie as the cinema demon, returning as the cinema demon.
Yes.
And it was directed by two of our judges, Jacob Allen and Jeff Cochran, also friends of the show.
Yes.
And
written by friends of the show,
yeah,
Chad Hunt, Whitney Colazzo.
And also festival judges, and it stars friends of the show, Ryan Thompson, who's one of our frequent collaborators, and it's really cool. Like, it's a lot of fun.
He's always a part of the commercial. You need to check it out to see how bad I mess with Ryan every year.
Yeah. And then 2016, 2017, now 2018, he keeps making the mistake of running into the cinema demon, and it never goes well for him, especially this year.
Yes, this year goes very bad.
Well, cool.
Well, and while we're mentioning that, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention some of our friends have have film festivals also.
Absolutely.
We all seem to be having our deadlines in about the same time.
Yeah.
So first there is the Horror Movie Freaks short film festival. They're only doing short films in Kernersville, or no, I think they had to move it to Clemens. But look up Horror Movie Freaks on Film Freeway. Our friend Christine Parker at Chick Flicks, which is a female-based film festival. I think they do all shorts too.
Yeah.
That is in Cary sometime in September. October.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I think she's moved up to September. I think she's the weekend after we are.
Okay. Okay.
Horror Movie Freaks is the first weekend in October, and then we have Matt Ark's Halloween Film Festival at the Outer Banks, North Carolina.
Yep, Halloween International. We've been at all of those. Well, not Horror Movie Freaks yet, but
knock on wood.
Yeah. And don't forget about Women in Horror. Samantha and Vanessa's film festival, I believe, August 1st, maybe.
October. I thought it was October.
No, I mean the submission deadline.
Oh yeah.
It's coming to a close pretty soon as well.
I heard. Did you see Jason's post the other day?
Oh my God, he posts too many things for me to keep up with. So
he's helping judge down there. And he commented the other day that it's amazing that the best horror he's seen this year is 55 seconds long.
Wow.
So he's seen something in that film festival that's 55 seconds long and amazing.
Okay. Well,
so I'll be curious to see what that is. I'll see Jason tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, ask him.
I will. Let's
find out. Another thing I want to bring up, if we're done talking about the film festival circuit, is we don't have a definite date. We've got a tentative date right now, but it could change. So I don't want to drop it yet. But for our shooting date for our next horror short film, Countdown to Midnight, which is a sequel to the award-winning short film we made last year called Midnight Shift. And right now I think we're looking at the middle of September, but that may get pushed back a little bit, maybe October or something like that. But we are looking for extras. Please, folks, if you're interested in filmmaking, if you're interested in horror, or if you just like me and Sammie, we'll be there. Get in touch with us. We need extras. We need as many extras as we can get our hands on.
Yep, this may be our biggest extras call ever.
Yeah, and this may be the best movie we've made, hopefully. So we'll see. You can email us at wreakhavocproductions@gmail.com if you're interested in joining us. And, we can go to the Midnight Shift and Countdown to Midnight Facebook page for more details on that. And, we will keep you guys abreast on this show and following, all our social media outlets on that. But go ahead and, start getting yourself in the mood for some creepy, I don't want to spoil anything, Sorry to give some spoilers. I'm bad about that. So
yes, you are.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
There we go.
Just come be an extra. You'll find out what happens when you get there. So like I said, that may be September, it may be a little bit later, but it'll be sometime coming up very soon, and we'll have an announcement to make about when you can set your calendars. So
yes, absolutely. And while we're looking for extras, I just announced today, August 11th and August 25th, from 10 to 12, we will have, tryouts is not the right word, sign-ups for cast and crew at the original Hollywood Horror Show,
Very cool.
where I'm the host and the casting agent at our home in Burlington, North Carolina. So if you're local and you talk about having a good time, come scare some people. If you want to be an actor, it's the best improv training you could ever do, because you literally have to learn on the fly.
Especially if you want to be a horror actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, we work with you. We have Dale Johnson is amazing, and he's going to do some acting classes this year. I have a little bit of experience, and I can work with you a little bit. We've got some people that have been at that haunt a long time that know what they're doing. But there's no better improv stuff going.
yeah, and again, if you're interested in filmmaking, you also get to work with actual Hollywood filmmakers, Dean and Star Jones.
Emmy Award winning.
Yes. So that's pretty cool right there. Just if you're interested in filmmaking, that's a good way to kind of get some behind the scenes look at how things are done with special effects, makeup, and
and most of the time, if you work at the show, when we go make movies or videos, we're making a music video this weekend. They're the first. That's the first people they go to cast.
Very cool.
They try to work with people that we worked with before. So
yeah, awesome.
Hey, and can I real quick?
Yeah.
Something we didn't talk about in the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of things acting-wise coming up that has some that are doing some fundraising.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for a new Kill Giggles promo from Jason Buterin.
Mm-hmm.
We're filming tomorrow night. So we'll follow any of his Facebook or Twitter stuff or Instagram at Mad Ones Films or Kill Giggles on Facebook specifically.
Yeah.
And then I've been cast as the lead. Did I say that? Really?
Oh, really?
I have been cast as the lead in a new horror short, hopefully to be turned into a feature, called Backwoods Bubba. A new burgeoning horror franchise, where I will be. I'm playing Bubba.
Very cool.
So that ought to be fun. But I know Brad's doing some fundraising.
Backwoods Bubba. That's great.
Backwoods Bubba. I got the script tonight.
That is awesome.
So, and just as an aside, I filmed a little short with Stephen Hancock, who we need to get on the show too.
Sure.
A while back, called A Grim Dinner.
Yeah.
That is in the Los Angeles Film Festival.
Very cool.
And another one, I can't remember what it was. But Stephen's he's getting ready to do another Civil War drama, and he's looking for some funds too.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So check out all those guys: Backwoods Bubba, Grim Dinner, and Kill Giggles.
Well, cool. As long as you're interested in maybe looking at helping out some of these films, feel free to check out our one of our pages at fundly.com/trouble-will-cause. We're still trying to raise money to complete Trouble Will Cause, our true crime documentary, and we're very nearly done with it. We just need a little bit of funds left to finish some things up and pay some people and get it made. So. And I think speaking of that film, like I said, fundly.com, I think we can maybe announce now that hopefully we'll be able to have its world premiere at the Wreak, Havoc Horror Film Festival. It's not quite horror, but true crime. It's a very dark film. True crime is very much in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
So, I showed a cut to Zach Fox the other day, who's our DP on it, and I think his first reaction was, "Damn, I'm depressed." That's a dark movie. So, which is not necessarily the reaction I'm looking for. So that's cool. But so yeah, you can still contribute to that, or if you don't like doing the whole crowdfunding thing, you can just email us at wreakhavocproductions@gmail.com and get in touch with us and let us know if you're interested in getting involved.
Yep.
you can always just do it the old-fashioned way. Just make relationships. That's how things work in the film business.
Absolutely.
On relationships. So, okay, almost done with announcements here. Good Lord, this is turning into a longer mini episode than I thought.
See, this shows why we're taking a little hiatus.
Oh my God, yeah. Season 2 of the Carolina Haints Podcast will also premiere on September 21st, along with the film festival. So stay tuned. Right after this episode, as soon as me and Sammie are done yapping, we're going to have a short little intro into Season 2. So I won't go ahead and talk your head off about that. You can listen to that for yourself. But Season 1's already out there. It's 13 episodes. You can learn about Carolina ghosts and folklore stories and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
Okay, and I've got a list here. Let's see.
What have we missed?
So what?
What have we missed?
The only thing I can think of left is to announce a very special upcoming episode that we have of the Wreak, Havoc Film Buffs podcast coming sometime this fall, which is going to be a live recording episode. I can't even say this without laughing. We're going to be doing a live reading of Smokey and the Bandit, which I'm so excited for.
This is going to be so fun.
It's going to be hilarious. Featuring Chad Hunt, our good buddy, friend of the show, in the role of Bandit. Burt Reynolds is Bandit. Sammie's going to be in the Jerry Reed role. And yours truly is going to be in the Jackie Gleason role of Sheriff Buford Justice.
Hey, don't forget, I'm going to play Fred, too.
Oh, yeah, you can play Fred as well. Maybe I'll play Sheriff Justice's son as well.
I would imagine
we're going
to play several parts.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to. So we're looking at doing this live recordings at live reading and recording at Monstercade in Winston-Salem sometime this fall, which is a pretty cool little place.
Yes. I got a great Monstercade story real quick.
Go ahead.
So we went to Atlantic City this weekend, and it was on a gambling junket, which is the cheapest way to go. So I am walking through the Atlantic City airport Sunday, and I meet a guy wearing a Monstercade t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
In Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Very cool.
So, and I'm going towards the gate, and he's going the other way, and I was like, "What the hell is this all about?" so I text Carlos, the guy that owns Monstercade, and I was like, "I just saw a guy. I'm in Atlantic City. Just saw a guy in a Monstercade t-shirt." He said, "Oh my God, if you can get a picture, we'll post it." So we got on the plane, and he wasn't getting on the plane, and I was one of the last people on. So I thought he wasn't. I was like, this is just some weird random thing.
Yeah.
Finally, he got on the plane. He was like the last person. And as he was walking down the aisle, I looked at him and I said, "Excuse me, sir." And he said, "Yes." He said, "I just want you to know, I just texted the owner of Monstercade and told him I saw a shirt in the wild." And we got a big laugh out of it.
So he wasn't creeped out by that?
No. He laughed about it.
Very cool.
If you go to Monstercade, you don't get creeped out by it.
I guess so. You don't get creeped out by stuff like that. Very cool. Well, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. We don't have a date set yet, but I'm imagining sometime in the fall.
Yep.
And so just keep a lookout on our Facebook page, and you can get more details about that. Our live reading of Smokey and the Bandit.
Don't none of y'all to steal our ideas either.
I know, right? Yeah, we got too many ideas. These are just the ideas we're telling you about.
Yes.
So, as you can see, we're a little busy. I'm sorry that we're having to take a break from the Film Buff show. But I think it'll be worth it. I think I would rather have fewer good episodes than, quality over quantity than the more crappy ones. So,
yes.
And we want to keep bringing you a good show. So I think that's part of this. We need a little bit of a break to keep things fresh and moving on. So,
and again, we're recording this podcast. This is my 4th job of the day.
Oh my Lord! I don't know how you do it.
I don't either.
Sammie's a Time Lord. He just creates more time. That's right. He's like Doctor Who.
That's it.
He's Doctor What?
I sleep like 7-8 hours. I don't know how. I don't know where I put it, but I get a lot done in a short amount of time.
I guess. You get up and you start working. So.
Yep.
Okay, well, that pretty much wraps up all our announcements and everything we have to say on this little mini episode. Sammie, where can folks find you?
You could find me at one of my 5 jobs. Working my tail off. You'll probably find me in my Jeep this weekend in some place in the middle of Snow Camp, North Carolina, driving around looking like a hillbilly.
Like a hillbilly?
Or I'll be in Danville, Virginia, really like a hillbilly. Backyards Bubba or Backwoods Bubba.
Backwoods Bubba.
Anyway, you can find me on all social media at Sammie Castle. Oh, and quickly, August 4th, the 3rd annual Sammie the Comic Book Man Artists and Writers Workshop at the Reynolds Homestead.
How did we forget that?
I don't know how we forgot it, because I'm knee-deep in that,
too much going on, yeah.
So if you have a child and they want to work with a professional artist or writer, please get in touch with the Reynolds Homestead. Contact Lisa Martin. Her phone number is on the Reynolds Homestead page, and get them signed up. It's completely free. They always leave with a bag of goodies. We feed the kids, and then we most time have an art show and some readings at the end of it. So
very cool.
You can check that out on Sammie the Comic Book Man Facebook page or any of my personal stuff at Sammie Castle. Yeah,
I think that's just facebook.com/Sammie the Comic Book Man. So yeah, very cool. Check that out. It's the Reynolds Homestead in Critz, Virginia.
Yep, Kreitz.
Kreitz, I call it. Oh, Kreitz.
I'm gonna call Lisa Barr and say, Dan said Critz.
Yeah, well, I'm not from there, so.
I know.
You can check us out on Instagram at Wreak Havoc Productions, and I'm on Twitter at Hank vs. the Undead. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Wreak Havoc, and you can be a monthly sustainer and help us keep the lights on here and keep this show going and all the other projects. And
we need the lights on.
Absolutely. So go to Patreon and check us out. And you can find everything we're up to, including this show and everything else, at wreakhavocproductions.com. So
stuff ain't cheap. I got kids to feed.
I got kids. So okay, well, we'll be back at the end of, what did we say? August.
August.
We'll be back at the end of August with a new episode, and tune in then, folks.
We don't have a closer.
No, there's no closer.
See ya.
See ya. Welcome back, dear listeners, to the Carolina Haints Podcast, brought to you by Wreak Havoc Productions and A Darker World. I'm your host, Dan Sellers. I'd like to invite you to come back with me to the spooky side of the Carolinas, as the Carolina Haints Podcast returns for its 2nd season. This is a show about ghost stories, folklore legends, and unexplained mysteries. In the 1st season, we brought you episodes about classic tales such as the hitchhiking ghost of Lydia in Jamestown and the flaming ship of the Ocracoke. In this new season, we plan to bring you 13 more episodes of some classic stories and some new tales that you may not be familiar with. We're also planning to expand the scope of our show to cover the dark history of the Carolinas. These new dark history episodes won't necessarily focus on ghost or mysterious legends, but will focus on those events and moments in our past that we perhaps just as soon forget. These events still haunt us and serves as a constant reminder of how easy it is to lose our way. It's important, maybe now more than ever, to listen to those echoes from the past and remember their lessons. As a philosopher once said, those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. In this new season, we'll explore some lighthearted stories too, such as the Boojum and Bigfoot. But we'll also tell some classic tales, such as Peter Dromgoole and the Mako Light. We'll talk about haunted roads and even some witch trials. And while this show primarily explores stories in North Carolina, we'll reach out a bit and look at some tales from South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. Season 2 of the Carolina Haints Podcast will premiere on Friday, September 21st, and subsequent episodes will be released every other Friday until the season concludes in 2019. There's a few people I need to acknowledge. First, there's our researcher and writer, Jeff Cochran. He's still on board and has written some amazing stories that I cannot wait to share with you. Jeff's a very talented writer with his own unique voice, and you can get his book, Sympathy for the Devil, on Amazon Books, and find everything that he's up to at adarkerworld.com. Secondly, if you like the theme entitled Dream by composer Judson Hurd, then do yourself a favor and get the whole track on iTunes. And to find more music from this incredibly talented artist, go to his website, judsonhurd.com. That's JUDSONHURD.com. And finally, I will serve not only as the host, but the producer. You can find all of our ongoing projects, including the Wreak Havoc Film Buffs podcast and the Wreak Havoc Horror Film Festival, at our website, wreakhavocproductions.com. You can also contribute to our endeavors at patreon.com/wreakhavoc. And in case you've forgotten, we're filmmakers first and foremost, with multiple projects in various stages of development and production. If you're interested in potential producing partnerships, feel free to email me at wreakhavocproductions@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you with feedback, comments, or questions about this show or any of our other projects. You can find every episode of the Carolina Haints Podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Please subscribe and leave us a review. Seriously, guys, every single one helps tremendously. And then tell your friends. Everybody knows someone that just loves a good ghost story or a dark mystery. Well, this show may be perfect for them. Help us out by spreading the word on your social media platforms or just by plain old word of mouth. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the first episode of Season 2 of the Carolina Haints Podcast. Tune in then to hear more about the things that go bump in the night.